Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be messages and predictions for your month of June 2025. Just before I get into it, I want to talk about a fundraiser and a personal reading giveaway that we're doing. So if you'd like to hear about that, stick around. Otherwise, there's going to be timestamps down below so that you can skip ahead to the pick a card reading. As many of you know, for the past it's been almost a year now. We have been fundraising for Faris, who is an 18-year-old boy living in Gaza with his family of 7. Thanks to your support, as of now, we have been able to raise over $37,000 for Faris and his family. I'm hoping that we'll be able to reach that $40,000 mark. This money has helped them to survive over the past year and a half. It has provided them with basic necessities like food and hygienic products. It has allowed them to travel when they have been displaced, which has happened multiple times. I was originally matched with Faris through the aid initiative Project Love Brocade. They are no longer taking on new fundraising projects, but I will leave their social links down below in case you wanted to check out the work that they have done and how they verified their campaigns and things like that. I am still working with Faris and we have been talking on a regular basis for this whole time, for almost a year. Our hope is that eventually these funds will help to get them to a safe place and start rebuilding their lives. So as we have been doing every month, this month there is also going to be a personal reading giveaway. I'll be giving away a 30-minute video reading. There are 2 ways to enter this giveaway. One is to share the link to Faris's GoFundMe page on any platform that you use, and the other way to enter is to donate. Any shares or donations made throughout the month of May will be accepted. So if you shared or donated at any point from May 1st to May 31st, you can enter this giveaway, and multiple entries are welcome. So for example, if you shared and donated, you can send 2 emails and that will count as 2 entries. You can send a screenshot as proof to kinopersonalreadings@gmail.com and that will count as your entry. I will notify the winner and announce the winner on my Instagram stories on June 1st. I want to thank everyone who has supported this fundraiser, for everyone who has showed your care and compassion. There have been many people leaving messages in the comments who have sent me emails and DMs showing support for the cause and asking for updates, which is appreciated. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to share a hopeful update in a long time. At the time that I'm filming this, there is virtually no aid that is being let into Gaza. And it's very important to note that this is not due to a lack of aid, this is deliberate. The entire population of Gaza is being deliberately starved, which is a war crime. Interestingly, mainstream media outlets and world leaders seem to be changing their tune now. Which, like, where was this a year and a half ago? Yeah, it seems that more people are finally calling these atrocities for what they are, but I hope that everybody who tried to justify them along the way is held accountable. I wish I could bring a happier update for Faris and his family, but this is the reality of the situation right now, and I know that it's really, really tough for him. Over the months, I have seen him losing hope. His brother was killed, and I know that that really broke him. And I just hope that he knows that there are people who care about him and that we won't give up on him. Thank you guys again so much for your support, and thank you for giving me this platform where I'm able to speak up about these topics and hopefully make a difference. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be messages and predictions for your month of June 2025. We are going to start off with a general overview of your month, looking at the main themes and the main energies. Then we're going to dive into predictions for specific areas of your life. So we're going to be taking a look at your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So there are 3 groups to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of these crystals up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is Chrysoprase. Number 2 is Pyrite. And number 3 is Malachite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi, number ones. So if you guys chose the Chrysoprase, I think that's how you pronounce it, this is going to be a reading all about your month of June 2025. So we're gonna start off with your general overview, take a look at these cards and see what the main themes and the main energies are gonna be for you this month. So your first card is the Queen of Swords. Then we have, this is Mercury in Scorpio with the keyword extremism. And we have Leo, the showstopper. Enthusiastic, generous, magnetic, pretentious, show-off, bossy, extroverted, proud, headstrong, loyal, seeks approval, loving, and ruler of the 5th house. Okay. I feel like this Queen of Swords is representing you, and there definitely seems to be something about you speaking your mind. The fact that we have Queen of Swords and a Mercury card and Leo. Leo feels very expressive, making yourself front and center, being confident, being assertive, seeing the value in what you have to say. Yeah, there's something important that if you speak your mind about it, it will benefit you and it may even benefit others. Just judging from the nature of the Queen of Swords and also the nature of this image, you speaking your mind in this case likely has to do with you, I'm hearing telling someone off or kind of calling out someone's BS or someone's unfair behavior. Of course, there's many different examples that this energy could apply to. Maybe there is a family member who has been overstepping their boundaries, or there's someone at work who is being unfair, who is being too controlling. There's a feeling of you speaking up to someone who has stepped out of line, to someone whose behavior is not okay. And I also just heard, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. So maybe this is someone you've tried to approach before, but you were doing so in a more keep the peace kind of way. Like, I'm gonna try to be nice, I'm gonna try to be compassionate, and that has not really been working with them. And with the Queen of Swords, it seems like you may have to approach this person in a bit of a stricter way, with a bit more of a, like, not harshly, but direct. We're gonna be more direct. We're gonna be more assertive. You know, not like a, hey, I was wondering if you could do this, but like, no worries if not, and I'm so sorry for even asking, but like a, I need this done in this way, or I need you to stop doing this, or like, look, this is not okay anymore. I've talked to you about this many times. Yeah, being a bit stern with it, okay? That's the Queen of Swords. Like, she doesn't have time to mess around, and she's probably already told you, and you're gonna listen. This is the energy that will benefit you. Now, if you're not used to being in this energy, you may feel that you are being extreme. You may feel that you're being harsh. You may feel that you're being selfish. But I feel like with this Leo energy here, this is something that you're gonna gain confidence as you do this more and more. Hopefully you don't have to do this very much, because hopefully people just listen to you and respect your boundaries the first time. But sometimes we need to stand up for ourselves, and we need to reinforce our boundaries and reinforce that our needs be met. And so this is something that is going to get easier and easier for you, that you will be able to do with more confidence. And once you're able to do it, it's going to start feeling good. It's going to go from feeling uncomfortable to feeling good. So it seems like the month of June is presenting an opportunity for you to speak up in this way. And I'm also looking at this card that has the crow on it, and somehow I feel like this is an ancestor protecting you and cheering you on. Like, you tell them, group one, you stand up for yourself. 444 on the camera timer as I'm saying that, which that could be also something that you C to let you know that your ancestors are around, 444 or repeating fours. But this is an empowering energy for you. Let's look at your tea leaf cards to see what else is going on. Okay, beetle, good fortune. Yeah, so it's definitely going to work out in your favor. Just going back to this card, it looks like this person is trying to enforce something on them and they're rejecting it. So this could be you, the Queen of Swords, being like, no, I'm not going to, like, that's an unreasonable demand to make of me, or it's not in your place to ask that of me, or like, that's not part of my job description. It really feels like someone is stepping out of line and you're putting them back in their place. Yeah, okay. We also have bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. For those of you who were worried about this potentially ruining a relationship, I see that it's not going to. You know, sometimes when a relationship gets damaged, we would call it burning the bridge. But the fact that there's this intact bridge here and it says successfully overcoming a problem, I see that this is not going to affect the relationship long term. For some of you, if you're confronting someone, they might be a little bit salty in the moment, I'm hearing, but I think deep down, they will know that there's merit to what you're saying and you're completely within your rights to say what you're saying, and I do think they will come out respecting you more. We have broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. What I'm thinking of with a wishbone is that it kind of feels like leaving it up to fate or leaving it up to chance. I feel like this could be spirit or your ancestors saying, when there's a problem in your life or when there's something that's not sitting right with you, if you just kind of leave it up to chance and hope that it gets resolved, if you just leave it up to fate, it might not work in your favor. But if you realize the power that you have to shift things in your favor by speaking up and standing up for yourself, then your wishes will be granted. I feel like speaking up is really important this month. You guys were drawn to the heart. We got the Queen of Swords. The heart chakra is related to the element of air, and so is the Queen of Swords. So I feel like and air has to do with communication. I should have said that. So I do feel like there is this big theme of speaking your truth and being the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. Because I feel like this reading is saying, if you need something, if you want something, or if you don't want something and you're just quiet about it, it's not going to happen. It's not divine intervention, it's you intervention. It's you speaking up and saying, no, like, I want it this way, I want it that way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, also, the letter B is repeating a lot. Beetle, bridge, broken. So the letter B could be significant. That could be somebody's initial or a place that starts with the letter B. In terms of zodiac signs that are present here, we have Leo, Scorpio. I would associate the Queen of Swords with the sign of Libra. This is super specific, but someone could be a Libra sun with Mercury in Scorpio. That's going to be like a very small percentage, but I thought I would say it just in case that's confirmation for someone. And yeah, so that concludes the general overview of your month. I feel like this is the most important event, or this is what's going to bring about the biggest change for you in June, is speaking up for yourself and becoming more confident in that, and realizing that there's a particular manifestation of yours or a particular area of your life where being passive is not the vibe. Like, someone needs to hear this. It's like, if you're just sitting around and waiting for things to work out in your favor, then it won't. But if you intervene, then it will. And you have the right to intervene. You should, you deserve to. Okay, so this concludes the general overview part of the reading. We're going to move into the specific areas of your life now. So I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with love and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Ace of Pentacles. For your oracle card, we have, this is like listening to what someone has to say. Okay, I don't want to talk about this one issue too much because of course there's a lot more to your month of June than just this, but I do think that this is an extra confirmation that if you speak up, you will be heard out. Now, I do think there is a special relationship in your life that is solidifying. So it's becoming more consistent. It's becoming more reliable. For some of you, you're making a partnership official. So for example, if you've been talking to someone, if you've been seeing someone, you could be becoming an official item, like an official couple. Or if you've been in talks with another party, with another organization, this could be a contract getting signed. There's a feeling of like, okay, it's official, we are partnering up now. And it's this real and tangible partnership that we have both agreed on, and that is going to ensure that we stick together in the long term and that we are seeing each other regularly and cooperating. So this could be happening in your personal life, in your professional life. It does have the feeling of a relationship that until now has been kind of up in the air. Like, is this going to work out? Is it not going to work out? Like, where do we stand with each other? And now in the month of June, everything is falling into place. And so this partnership, not only is it going to feel more secure, it is literally going to be secured in an official way in the 3D reality. So you're moving into a new level of commitment with someone. And this could come after this is either a lot of conversations over time or one very important heart to heart. So for example, if this is something in your personal life, this could be like finally getting into a relationship with someone after a lot of long talks about your feelings, after a lot of long talks about your plans for the future. Possibly even over several months, like if you've known this person for a while, but it's definitely something that came after careful thought. This does not feel like an impulsive decision at all. It feels like one that took its sweet time, which is a good thing. If this is like a professional partnership, this is probably something that would happen after a lot of back and forths, maybe a lot of rounds of interviews or a lot of negotiations or a lot of revisions. Like, it's definitely something that we really put a lot of thought into. Like, it was thorough, but it's finally being secured. There is definitely a feeling of finally, but now this indicates the start of a new era in this partnership, and one that is going to be very fruitful. And I think a promise that you are making to each other, whether this is a personal relationship or a professional one, is like, we will always hear each other out. We will always hear each other out, and we will always be patient with each other, because that's how we showed up for each other in the process leading up to this commitment. So we're going to keep honoring that after our commitment to each other. This is a partnership that is really going to bless both of you, and is also going to do wonders for your self-worth. You know, talking about feeling more confident in standing up for yourself, I feel like this partnership here, whomever this may be with, would be an excellent influence on you, to feel like what you say has value, and to believe in your ability to advocate for yourself and to go out there and get your needs met, and to not take any wooden nickels, as they say. I also saw the number 1414 as I was talking just now. I want to say 2 p.m. could be significant, which is so random because I usually wouldn't say something like that, but I guess 14, 14 is 2 p.m. Isn't there a K-pop group called 2 p.m.? I think there was. But yeah, 14 is the number of the Temperance card. So a Sagittarius could be significant, or it's just this beautiful dynamic where you complement each other and balance each other out really well. Also, something that's coming through is that in this partnership, you are very, very supportive of each other and very loyal of each other without becoming yes men. So it's like, yeah, I'm hyping you up, I'm supporting you, but I'm not gonna blindly support everything you do. Like, I can also call you out or rein you in, I'm hearing, when I feel it's necessary. I trust you enough and I feel comfortable enough in the partnership to do that. Beautiful. Okay, so next we are going to look at your cards for, not me forgetting, like I've only been doing this reading format for 5 years, whatever. Career and studies. I wonder, let me not project my brain fart onto you, but I wonder if that could be a message for some of you of like, maybe you need to do some revisions in your career and studies. Like for example, if you're studying for an exam, you might be like, oh, I know that chapter, like I mastered that, I don't need to review it. But there could be little things that seem simple, but that are deceivingly tricky. So you might just want to review things. You might want to double check things. This has been happening to me a lot. I'll like proofread something 3 times and then send it, and then there's a typo. So just like check things really extra. Okay. Career and studies. For your tarot card, we have the Devil. Honestly, not a bad card for career because it is related to Capricorn in the 10th house, and it can show someone who is ambitious, someone who is hungry, someone who's going to make it to the top. And we have putting in the effort. Okay. I don't know exactly what this means, but I heard you're giving your inner critic a run for their money. You are going to overcome any insecurities you have in your professional life or your academic life just through good old-fashioned efforts. Affirmations are great, you know, like, you're going to do great in that presentation. I believe in you. Like, that kind of thing is great, but also I know you're going to do good in the presentation because you practiced it 300 times. That also gives a really big sense of certainty. So there's something about you pairing positive affirmations with a lot of practice that is going to quite literally squash any last doubts that you could have about your abilities or about your likelihood of passing something or your likelihood of succeeding in something. And I feel this sort of dynamic where you're the, how do I say this? Your inner critic or that devil on your shoulder is whispering some bullshit into your ear, trying to talk you out of something, but then you reverse Uno the devil because you use that negative self-talk that it's spewing at you to fuel your desire to work harder. So let's say you made something and then you shared it with the world. And the world is like, it's okay. The devil in your ear is going to be like, everybody hates your work. You should just quit. But you take that and you're like, I'm going to use this as fuel to make something even better. This feeling that I feel right now, this feeling of insecurity or feeling like I could have done a better job, I'm going to use that as fuel to work 10 times harder. And I know for sure that I'm going to make something even better next time. So no longer does your inner devil, that inner voice in your head, have the power to talk you out of doing something or to make you just quit. It's like your mind doesn't even go there. The devil will say things like, it's useless, just give up. You're never going to get good at it. You're never going to improve. It's not worth it. Me. You're not this enough. You're not that enough. No. I don't know, maybe you've always been this way, but this trait is really going to work in your favor. Working through your nerves by just practicing even more. Dealing with some not so great feedback by going back to the drawing board and perfecting even more. Letting it propel you into action. I just heard that's going to make you the top 1% of what? I don't know. Maybe that's financially. Maybe that's like the top 1% in a class, in your success, in your capabilities. Because, you know, that does require a thick skin. And it just requires a lot of grit. I don't even necessarily know what that means, but that word came to me. It requires grit. It requires determination and a strong work ethic. And it's going to make you stand out. Rather than just giving up when the devil in your ear starts talking, you're like, you know what, devil? You're right, actually. So I'm going to work even harder. And then the devil's like, wait, what? You're like flipping it on the devil. You can't make me quit because what you said to me just inspired me to work harder. How do you like them apples? I don't know why I said that. Anyway, you're kicking butt. Top 1%, excuse me. You could be getting like the top grade of something, or the top, what do you call it? Acknowledgements, the top honors in something. Like it's kind of giving employee of the month, or being on a list of the top 10 something of the year. Like that's the feeling. Okay, so finally we are going to look at your cards for your spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is so funny. And I just saw 2222. I've been using this deck probably also for 5 years, and I've been reading it wrong this whole time. So there's something like that with this group, because I forgot what section we were doing next. Like it slipped my mind, which is crazy because like I've been doing this reading format for so long. Just realized I've been reading this card wrong for years. You could be having a realization like that in June. And I mean, it could be something small, right? Like, oh my gosh, you mean I've been pronouncing that word wrong this whole time? I've been calling that person Tom this whole time, but his name is Jim, you know? There could be something like that. That's crazy. Okay, because I've been reading this as so that you don't get hurt, but it's actually so that you don't get noticed, which is kind of deep now that I think about it. Interesting, those might go together. Don't get noticed so that you don't get hurt. And especially with Leo, like we're building up your confidence. We're learning how to speak up. We're learning how to go out there and get the top prize. I think there's something about stepping up to your excellence. Your excellence has been calling to you. And some of you have been partially or fully ignoring the call, maybe out of a fear of being seen, of taking up space. Yeah. I think Spirit this month is preparing you to get more comfortable with being seen and with being proud of your accomplishments. Like, yeah, I did that. Being proud means talking about them, celebrating them, definitely not downplaying them or dismissing them or like not bringing them up. And it also means pursuing new things. There's a spot at the top that has your name on it. It's saved for you if you are comfortable enough to take it. And I feel like a part of your spiritual and personal growth this month is getting more comfortable with taking it. I also think Okay, how do I explain this? When you start living on a higher frequency, yes, you're living in the same world as everyone else, but you're also kind of living in a different world. Even though you may be on the same physical planet Earth, if you're operating on a different frequency, you're working with different laws, or like the universe is going to work in different ways for you, whatever frequency you're on. If someone over here believes the universe works this ways and manifests these things for me, they're right. If you're over here and believe the universe works that way and manifests these things for me, you're also right. There's this realization of like, I'm living in the same world as these people, but I'm also not. You may stop meeting or interacting with certain types of people because they can't find you on your new frequency. They would never encounter you in their world, and you would never encounter them. There's that realization of when I'm on a different frequency, I'm kind of in a different world, or like I'm in a different universe that operates in a different way. Okay, so many of you are ascending to a higher frequency during the month of June. And people on different frequencies won't be able to find you or won't be able to interact with you. You may quite literally feel like the people around you have changed, or the world is working in different ways. The way you've come to recognize the universe working is different now, because you kind of exist on a different plane. I hope that this is making sense. It is kind of trippy as I'm explaining it. And finally, I do think there is a rejection is protection sort of message here. That could be something that really starts to ring true for you. If it did work out, it's because it's going to benefit me. If it didn't work out, it's because it wasn't going to benefit me. And that takes a lot of trust in your higher self for what they're allowing you to experience. And belief that you are on a good frequency, that you're existing on a good frequency. So it's like if something didn't come to pass here, it's because it didn't pass the vibe check. And that it's that simple, and I can let it go. There's a lot of faith in that. It takes a lot of faith, which you are cultivating. That's so cool. That's embarrassing. I can't believe I've been saying this wrong the whole time. Okay, anyway, so the last thing I want to do is get an affirmation for you, just to close off the reading. And I don't know if I'm gonna add my 2 cents to this one. I might just show you the card. Ooh, okay. That one really wanted to come out. Let's get 2 for you. I am safe in the universe. All life loves and supports me. I forgive myself and set myself free. Okay, group number ones, those are all your messages. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 110 exclusive timeless readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month that you can choose the topic for. So that will be linked down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you. to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly. And I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. Wishing you an amazing month of June, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Pyrite, this is going to be your reading all about your month of June 2025. So we're going to start off with the general overview of your month where we see the main themes and the main energies. So let's get into it. Your first card is the 10 of Pentacles. Then we have Jupiter in Pisces with the keyword seduction. And then we have the 8th house, transformation, birth, death, rebirth, sex, mystery, investments, afterlife, shared resources, inheritance, secrets, joint ventures, and legacy. Okay, the first thing I'm noticing is that actually, yeah, I was gonna say the numbers 10 and 12 here made me think that the 10th to the 12th of June could be particularly important dates. We also have the number 8 here, so it could be like the 8th to the 12th. Something significant could be happening in those few days. The other thing I want to point out is that this combination, Jupiter in Pisces, does correspond to a tarot card, which is the 9 of Cups, which is a very nice card. When I look at all of these together, this feels like, okay, first of all, if this is your group, this is a good energy check to know if this is your group. I would say things have kind of fallen into place in your life. There is a sense of stability. There is a sense of consistency. There is a sense of predictability. It feels like you have security and contentment, at least security. That's what I feel with this 10 of Pentacles. You've got this life going, and then it feels like when I see this seduction and transformation and the flame, you know, the flame, okay, this may be a kind of intense way of saying it, but it's like, what if I just burned it all down? It's like, imagine you have everything set for you. Like you have a consistent job, it pays you enough money, like you got your rent, your bills, you live in a nice place, like everything is settled. And you're like, what if I just moved across the country and started a new life? That's the vibe that I'm feeling with this seduction and transformation. And of course, this can be applied to different scenarios in your life. But it's like this area of your life where things seem to be settled, where you have nothing to complain about, like things are predictable, things are secure, it's all made for you. But then in the background, your soul is kind of craving a thrill maybe, or craving something new, or craving to take a risk. I think it's like you have everything here, but maybe the one thing that's missing is like passion. The passion, the excitement, the spark. And so you may be feeling tempted to go somewhere else, or tempted to make a change, or tempted to start over in some way. I don't know if you should follow this or not. Maybe we'll get into that in the reading, but I do see that this is an energy you will be in during the month of June. So let's take a look at your tea leaf cards to see what else is going on. We have, okay, torch. We have a flame and a torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Okay. I do feel like that's a confirmation that it is your soul calling you to this flame. This seems like a situation where if you were just looking at the world from a material perspective, you might say like, yeah, you have everything set for you. You've got it made, you're settled, everything's peachy. But the reason it doesn't feel right is because there's something that your soul is craving. Like I have all my physical vessel comforts here, but my soul is craving something more. My soul is craving something deeper. We have flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. And we have caterpillar, things will not always be this way, a change is coming. So transformation is a big theme for you. And something about a flame, and I think this is about acknowledging a spark that is inside of you, or acknowledging a passion that is inside of you. This feels like a situation where on one hand, your soul is pulling you to explore this new passion. And then another part of you is saying, am I crazy to be wanting this? Because I have a perfectly good life over here. And would it be silly of me to walk away from it? I have all this security. I have these things that are benefiting me. It feels like, and I keep wanting to use the word settled, like you're settled here, you've settled down here. For some of you, this could be an energy where it's like, I just got settled in this environment and now my soul is calling me somewhere else. Like imagine you got settled in a new house, you finally unpacked all of your boxes, you finally put everything where you wanted it and decorated it the way you wanted it. And you're sitting back like, okay, I'm settled now. And then your soul is like, let's move. That's what this energy feels like. And yeah, I do feel a bit of confusion here because it's like, am I supposed to listen to this call? Is this my soul talking? Or is this just my mind making things up? Like, am I supposed to see where this passion takes me? But I will say, it does seem like your soul is craving transformation, and you can have everything going right for you in the 3D reality. Everything can look good on paper. But if your heart and soul isn't in it, it's not in it. And I do feel with this, don't be tempted to lower your standards. There is a message here about don't settle for a life that you're not completely happy in just because other people might look at your life and say it's great, or say it's perfect, or say you have everything going for you. Because you're not living for those people at the end of the day. And you're also not living just for security, or just to settle down, or just to call it a day. I feel like a lot of the time we're chasing this ending. We're chasing this settling, like, I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish and I've done it all. But life doesn't really end that way. There's always going to be something new calling to your soul. And so I do think that the month of June is about acknowledging this calling that is inside of you. And if I can just give my 2 cents, I do think that it might be something worth exploring for you, because in my experience, if you don't answer those callings of your soul, they don't go away. They'll just, over the months, over the years, they will just keep lingering there. And you don't want to be left with like any what ifs. What if I had paid attention to that spark? What if I had answered that call? We already know the ending if you don't. It's predictable. I feel the path your soul is calling you towards is a bit more risky, a bit more unpredictable, but that's where you will feel alive. It's like you have this choice between playing it safe and going on the adventure that your soul is calling you to go on. Interesting. And there's potential for great transformation here. Okay, so in terms of initials, letters that could be significant, TFC, those could be initials in someone's name, or like the name of a place, could have those letters in it. We had the dates, like I said, the 8th to the 12th. In terms of zodiac signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Virgo are coming through. So people with those placements could be significant to you this month. But this concludes the general overview part of your reading. So we're going to get into the specific areas of your life now. I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So let's start with your love life and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Hierophant. For your oracle card, oh, interesting, we have a time of learning. Okay, these seem to go well together. There's Taurus energy here, so that could also be significant, like maybe a person with Taurus placements is going to play a significant role in your life. The Hierophant and a time of learning have quite a similar energy. The energy that you're in right now in life overall is that it's time for you to level up. I think quite literally, you are this caterpillar who is ready to turn into a butterfly. You're ready for the next stage. And there's a reason you're feeling uncomfortable or feeling like something's missing in your current environment or in your current circumstances. It's because you've outgrown it. It's given you everything it can give you. And it can continue to sustain you, but it cannot give you anything new. Your soul is craving new lessons. Your soul is craving new learnings. I also think that your soul wants to find like-minded people. And I want to be really careful with that, because by like-minded people, I don't mean people who have all the same opinions as you and all the same beliefs as you. That's not what I mean. Like-minded people in the sense of people who are committed to always learning, always growing, always expanding their mind. So you may be surrounded now by people who do think like you, but who don't challenge your growth. Or you get along well, it's fine, but you maybe don't feel that they really push you to be better or to reach your higher and higher potential. So I feel like your soul is going to be craving to be around more that kind of person. People who are committed to their growth and to seeing the heights that they can reach, just how far they can go, just how much they can evolve themselves in this physical lifetime. It does feel like deeply spiritual people too. I feel like you're seeking out your tribe in the month of June, or seeking out that community. I do see you spending a lot of time in environments that are focused on learning and education. So you could quite literally be going to school or taking a course or going to classes. This could also be an online community where people are really invested in like furthering their education, furthering their understanding, and gaining wisdom. People who want to see what more there is to life. They don't want to get stuck in a bubble. They want to see what more there is to the world. And I feel like in some way, maybe this is in your whole life in general or just in a particular aspect of your life, but it does feel like you've been in a bubble. Maybe a comfortable bubble, maybe a secure bubble, but it's still a bubble, and you don't want to be in one. You want to be out in the open air, out in the big world. Well, I can't tell you what you want, but at least that's what it looks like. There could be a mentor who is playing a very significant role for you in the month of June, a mentor, a teacher, an author. You could be coming across a book that is very life-changing. Someone who has been documenting their journey could be very significant to you. Maybe you find someone online who's been documenting their journey and it really speaks to you. But I want to say you're surrounded by people who bring out the best in you and who are really committed to getting the most out of life. And there's this recurring feeling coming through of like, I don't want to just like find my corner and settle in it. I want to belong to the whole world. I want to belong to the whole universe. And I don't want to define myself as being this one person or being this one way. I want to see all of the facets that exist within me. I guess it's an explorer. It's an explorer energy. It's a student energy. It's a staying curious kind of energy. This is who I feel you are. And this is, I feel, the people you will be around. And the word commitment is coming through a lot as well. So that could be a confirmation for some of you who are desiring a commitment with someone. You could be in a stage of, okay, I feel like the month of June is a period for you where you're going to be learning a lot more about a particular person of interest. I'm hearing peeling back the layers. And this month, you will be able to decide with clarity if this is a partnership that you really want to commit to and that you really want to go further with. And also, if there's someone you've been wanting to commit to, or you're thinking about being in a committed relationship or partnership with them, in the month of June, you're going to get a chance to see what that would actually be like so that you can make a decision where you know, how do I say this? You know what the reality of the commitment is. It's not like you're romanticizing the idea of being committed to this person. You're actually seeing what the day-to-day reality of that would entail. Because when you commit to someone, it's not just about all like lovey-dovey and romance and it's like you're also committing to their shadow. You're also committing to their baggage. You're also committing to their family and friends. It's, the whole picture. Something is shifting from like an ideal of what commitment would be like to I see the full reality. And so I feel like in June, you can make a decision if you really want to commit to someone or not. I realize I just gave an example with a romantic relationship there, but of course that can apply to like a company. There's a difference between like, oh, this is my dream company because it looks so good. I dream of being seen as an employee of this company that would make me feel good about myself, versus like seeing what you would actually have to be showing up and doing every day and who you would have to be answering to and what would be expected of you. It's like seeing the more unromantic part of it. You're going to get to see that very clearly so you can make the decision. Do I really want to commit, or did I just kind of like the idea of commitment? Yeah. Okay, so next we are going to look at your cards for your career and studies. For your tarot card, we have the 10 of Cups. That's beautiful. Beautiful. And for your oracle card, we have facing yourself. Okay, I feel like this is quite revealing. So for a lot of you who chose this group, it looks like this seduction and transformation and following that spark has to do with your career. And I feel like this facing yourself, this is such a strong confirmation that yes, it is your soul that is calling you to this flame. It is your soul that is calling you to explore this. I'm also thinking of like a moth to a flame, like a moth is attracted to the flame because caterpillars can turn into moths, right? I don't know. There's something about the more you grow and the more you evolve, the less you will be able to ignore this flame. And that's how you know it's your soul calling you. Because the more you advance on your journey of spiritual growth, the more this flame calls to you. If this flame was just a figment of your imagination, if it was just your mind making things up, then your spiritual evolution would make you care less about this flame, would make you ignore the flame, make you more wanting to ignore it or more able to ignore it. The fact that your growth makes it harder and harder to ignore means that it's meant for you. Because the more you evolve spiritually, the more you align with what is meant for you, the more it pulls at you. The more you hear your soul when it tells you what it wants. You're facing yourself. And what this really is with the 10 of Cups is, this is making me emotional. Facing the reality of what will make you happiest. Maybe for some of you, this is finally being able to admit what your deepest desire is and what will really make you happy with regards to what you want to do in the world, what profession you want to have, if you even want one, or what role you want to fill, how you want to make a difference, how you want to connect with others. Because a profession is so much more than the way you make money. I mean, it can be just that if you want it to be, but I feel like to your soul, this is the way I discover myself. This is the way I express myself. This is the way I connect to others. This is the way I serve the collective. The way I move the collective, the way I make the collective happy, the way I bring light to them. This is the way I create. And it's like you're finally facing what you truly want, or finally admitting it to yourself. Or finally giving yourself permission to move in that direction. I don't know why, like I'm picking up on this feeling for some of you, like there's been denial surrounding what it is you truly want. You've been in a state of denial. Maybe for some of you, there's even a bit of guilt or shame surrounding what you truly want to do with your life, the path you truly want to pursue. But you can't run away from your happiness anymore. You can't ignore it. That's what this flame is, the flame that's calling to you. That's what you feel seduced by, actually, is your own joy. I think it's interesting that it's coming through as the word seduction, because I feel like when we say I was seduced, it's like it kind of has a bad meaning. And I wonder if there's a part of you that feels that way, like when you indulge in your greatest joys, it's like a bad thing, or it means that you're like you have these other responsibilities and these other things over here that you should be doing. But what if you didn't have to? What if this was your everyday? What if this was the role you were meant to be in? Something to think about this month, for sure. Then finally, we have your cards for your spiritual and personal growth. And I just saw 2222, and I'm pretty sure I saw that for group 1 as well. That number has been following me around like crazy. I don't know about you guys. And then we have a 2. This is the 2 of Cups for your spiritual and personal growth. For your oracle card, we have waiting time. The first thing that the 2 of Cups makes me feel is what you want wants you. And maybe that in itself is a truth that when you really internalize it could help to dissolve some of this shame. There's no need to feel shame for wanting something when it wants you to. When it is pulling at you too. I'm hearing, I want you here. It could be a person saying that to you, I want you here. It could be a field or an industry. I want you here. You don't need to worry who wants you where when the thing itself wants you. I hope this is making sense, but let's say you wanted money and you feel ashamed of that and you're worried what people would think if you want money. And it's like, well, money wants you actually. So it doesn't matter because it's between you and money. You want money and money wants you. You know, if it was 2 people, if we want each other, if we want to be with each other, it doesn't matter what other people say. And I think Spirit is encouraging you to apply this concept, not just to relationships, but to understand that The path that you want wants you. The job that you want wants you. The creative expression that you want wants you. The field that you want wants you. And as long as you want each other, that's all that matters. Think about the relationship that you have with these things. This is getting a bit woo-woo, but like, I don't know, if you love painting, painting loves you. Even though painting is not a person, it has a consciousness. It can communicate to you. Spirit's challenging you, and maybe this is already something you do or an awareness you have, but to think about the consciousness of the things that you pursue, because they do have a consciousness, they do have a distinct energy, and that energy wants to embrace you and wants to welcome you and wants to make you feel safe and wanted with them. And when you pursue them, it's really about your relationship between you and them. And to not let that relationship get muddied by others. I was kind of talking about this in group number 1 as well. This idea that we all live in the same world, but we also kind of don't. You might have the same way everyone who has a relationship with you is going to see you in a bit of a different way. It's the same thing for those consciousnesses who are not people. When I talk to a particular angel, they might talk to me with a certain tone. They might appear to me in a certain way. When you talk to them, they might talk to you with a different tone and appear to you in a different way. My relationship with money is going to be different to someone else's relationship with money. Money will express itself in different ways depending on who it's interacting with and what that person expects of them. Figure out what your unique relationship is with the things you want to pursue rather than referencing other people's relationship with it. Talk to money directly rather than, and I'm just using money as an example, right? Talk to money directly rather than looking at what everyone else says about money and what everyone else's relationship is with money and projecting that onto your own relationship with it. If you wanted to know what a person was like, it's best to just go and talk to them yourself. And it's the same thing with whatever you're pursuing. And I know this is a weird message because it's like, they're not people, but talk to the paths you want to pursue. Talk to the consciousness of that thing, the consciousness of that field, and build your own unique relationship with it, rather than trying to decipher what it's like by looking at everyone else's experience. It can interact with you in a completely different way. There's certain people who won't open up at all unless it's with a special person. So if you hear a lot of people around you saying, oh, that path is difficult, that path will never open up to me, that doesn't mean it won't open up to you. Maybe you have a special relationship with that path, but you'll never know unless you approach it and seek to build that connection with it. This is a weird message. I really hope that is making sense, but the bottom line, the Sparks Notes version of that message is whatever you want to pursue, whether it's a hobby, a job, a material possession, a field, an industry, think of the consciousness of that thing and talk to it one-on-one, because it will treat you in a unique way. It will treat you in a different way that it treats everyone else. It's going to work differently for you. Everyone has their own unique relationship with things in the world, but too many people don't make the effort to forge that unique bond with it and just make assumptions about whatever path they're pursuing based on what everybody else says. Okay. And we also have this card, waiting time. whatever you truly desire is worth the wait. I feel like the biggest realizations or the biggest lessons that are really sinking in during the month of June is what you want wants you. And waiting doesn't mean that it's not happening. Things taking time doesn't mean that it's not happening. And also, things that are meant for you do not have an expiration date. So you're not too late. You're not behind schedule. It will always be there waiting for you. And it won't be offended if you took your time, if you came a bit later than you had hoped, if you had your doubts. It will always be there waiting for you. What is meant for you will always be there waiting for you. Okay. I would love to know what your interpretation is of that message. I feel like it was a bit out there, but we're gonna finish off this reading with some affirmations. I think we'll take 2. I won't necessarily be interpreting these, but just to show you the last message from Spirit as you embark into June. Affirmations for my group number 2s. Let's get one more. Okay. I trust my inner voice. Yes, you do. And I have no expectations and make no assumptions. If that's not giving leap of faith, I don't know what does. Follow that flame, group number 2. Follow that flame, because it's not going away. Okay, so these are all your messages for the month of June. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 110 exclusive readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month that you can choose a topic for. So that will be linked down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, directly or indirectly, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. Wishing you an amazing month of June, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Malachite, this is going to be your reading all about your month of June 2025. So we are going to start off with the general overview of your month. We are going to see with these cards what the main themes and the main energies of your month will be. So let's get into it. Your first card is the Empress. Lovely. Then, wow, okay, we have companionship, moon in Libra. Those seem to fit really well together. And then we have Taurus. So the reason I'm giggling is because there's so much similarity between these cards. Like the Empress is ruled by the planet Venus. And then this companionship card has Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. Taurus is also ruled by Venus. So the Venusian energy is very strong for my group number 3s during the month of June. There could be a heavy focus on love and relationships of all kinds. Let's just go ahead and read the keywords on this Taurus card. The connoisseur: comfort, luxury, reliable, stubborn, possessive, hard work, life's pleasures, serenity, productive, determination, stability, ruler of the second house. Okay, so the themes for you in the month of June, like I said, are going to be around Venusian things. This could be a beautiful month for your love life or just for your relationships in general. This could also be a month where you are getting to enjoy the finer things, okay? Venus is all about enjoying the beauty of life. And when it comes to the Taurus Venusian energy, this feels more like the sensual side of it. So like getting to eat delicious food, getting to listen to beautiful music, getting to take a hot bubble bath with essential oils, getting a massage, you know, the kind of sensory pleasures of life. And then the Libra energy feels more like art, high fashion, elegance, like that kind of thing. So you could very well be enjoying both during the month of June. You could be doing something, or someone could be gifting you an experience to pamper yourself. You could be buying yourself, or someone could be buying you a very nice gift like jewelry, accessories, clothing, or an experience like going to a concert. I was going to say going to the opera. I'm just thinking of elegant things, but you could be really enjoying art. Maybe you actually do get to go to a concert, see your favorite artist, or go and appreciate nature. You are seeing beautiful sights. You are eating delicious food. Your senses are pleased. There's just Venusian energy all over this. And even better if you're doing this with someone you love or with people you love. I think a big keyword for you during the month of June is feeling nurtured. Feeling nurtured, and your soul is feeling nourished. Libra or Taurus placements could be significant, especially Libra moon, because that's what we have here. Someone could have Venus in Libra or Venus in Taurus. And also because we have the numbers 3 and 7 here, this window of dates could be significant in the month of June. So between the 3rd and the 7th of June, something important could be happening. I also think this is a month where you're going to see your efforts paying off and get to really enjoy the fruits of your labor. I think you're going to be feeling nourished and also very accomplished. This could be a month where your manifestations are coming to fruition. And this pretty much covers all the bases, group number 3. So like if you are manifesting love, if you are manifesting career advancement, if you're manifesting some material possessions or like tangible things, it's all here. The potential of the Empress to create her desired reality is really limitless. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing multiple manifestations coming in for you during June. And I also just saw 444, which I think is a confirmation of that. So let's take a look at our tea leaf cards to see what else is going on. We have Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. That's funny because Taurus can be seen as a stubborn sign. We have Seahorse, family matters. And we have Dark Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. The stubborn person could be a family member whom you are dealing with. It could be a woman with dark complexion or hair, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe this is you. I could interpret this in a couple of different ways. One is that you could be dealing with a family member who is very stuck in their ways. Like maybe they are very traditional, or they just have one narrow-minded way of seeing things and they don't like to be challenged to look at things in a different way. This could be the type of person who's like, I'm always right, or like because I said so kind of vibes. The other way I could see this, especially if you resonate with like manifesting all of this abundance and taking time to pamper yourself, there could be, it's like some of you are manifesting all of this abundance, but you could still be internally in a lack mentality. And so it's hard, even if you're manifesting all this wealth, it's hard to give yourself permission to treat yourself or to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And maybe for some of you, that does have to do with family or how you grew up. It could be a generational thing. There's a feeling of manifesting outwardly, but your internal world hadn't caught up yet. So even though you manifested blessings, it's hard to allow yourself to actually use it or take advantage of it or really enjoy it. It's like someone's not used to having all of these nice things. Some of you could be manifesting abundance and treating your family with it or treating your loved ones with it. Maybe there's a certain family member that you are helping to gently come out of their comfort zone and open their mind a little bit more. But there's so much like prosperity and abundance in these cards. I think it's going to be a really, really fulfilling and fruitful month for you. In terms of initials, letters that could be significant, M, S, or D could be someone's initials, could be letters in someone's name or the name of a place. I was going to say a motherly energy could be significant because the Empress can refer to a mother. And then of course we have like a woman, a feminine energy here. We have family. So there could be a mother, a matriarch, a grandmother, a sister, like a female family member who is particularly significant this month, especially if they are stubborn or like struggling with a kind of stubborn mindset or limiting belief. You could be helping them overcome that, or maybe they are the one who's helping you overcome a stubborn limiting belief that you have. But I do like that family and loved ones are coming through here because it means whatever wealth is manifesting in your life, it's going to benefit not only you, but your loved ones too. So you need to know that your loved ones are going to be taken care of as well. Okay, so I'm excited to get into your specific areas of life because the vibes are just so good so far. So we are going to look at your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. And I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for these different areas of life. So let's start off with your love life and relationships. Your tarot card is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so there's even more Taurus energy here. Taurus is coming through pretty strongly. It's come through 3 times so far. This is super specific, but maybe someone is a Taurus Sun, Libra Moon. Let me know if you are or someone close to you is. And your oracle card is, that makes a lot of sense, you are supported. And isn't that such a beautiful card to come out when it comes to your love life and relationships? You are supported. So you're surrounded by supportive people, or you're manifesting supportive people to be in your life and stay in your life in the month of June. The Knight of Pentacles, when it comes to relationships, I often see it as a relationship that has moved quite slowly, but that is here for the long term. So just to use a romantic relationship as an example, this is the type of energy of taking a really long time to get to know each other, taking a long time to open up to each other. Like we're taking it really slow, but once we do get together, we're basically set for life. We're in it for the very long haul. So it's not like an easy come, easy go situation. It's like we're really taking our time because we know that this is worth it. And when it all comes through in the end, it's here to last. So you could be dealing with someone like this where, especially like, I want to say if there's someone you've been waiting for. And actually, 1111, as I'm saying this, I was going to say a similar message like this has kind of come through in all of the groups. So maybe this is a collective thing where we're all just like manifesting the committed relationships that we've been hoping for, that we've been waiting on. Because I swear all of the groups have had a message like this. Yes, every single group today has gotten an earth themed card for their love life. So I feel like as a collective, at least the collective who is watching these readings, we are manifesting relationships that are here to stay. We are manifesting serious long-term partnerships. And those types of relationships don't form overnight. But what I really want my group number 3s to know is that any connection you are waiting on is going to be worth the wait. And now that I'm saying this, I realize that this message of you are supported could actually be from your spiritual team or from spirit itself. Like the connections you are seeking are supported by the divine. Whoever it is you're interested in being in a relationship with or being friends with or getting closer to or working with, it's kind of like your spiritual team approves. Not that you need anyone's approval, but it's nice to know that your spirit guides, aka the ones who know you so well and are looking out for you, approve of whoever you like. Because when they approve, what they're really saying is, I know that this person is going to make you happy, and I know that this person is going to contribute to your growth and add joy to your life and add value to your life. It's a good match. So just in case you needed to know that, you have your spiritual team's approval and you have support from the divine. But yeah, there's something about just knowing these wonderful types of connections just don't like materialize overnight. And honestly, there's a feeling here too of if you were to rush the process, it would kind of cheapen the experience in some way because there's so much richness in the journey there. There's so much goodness. And something else that's coming through is being chosen by someone after they've had a long time to get to know you feels so much better than being chosen by someone instantly. Because then it's like, okay, well, what did you base that decision on? Did you really see the real me? Did you really take the time to get to know me? Or are you just choosing me because you're bored or because you just want someone? It's like the more time you take, it's a labor of love, and you're being chosen for you, for the real you that someone has taken the time to get to know. Not because they're trying to fill some void, not because they like the idea of being in a relationship, not because they're just physically attracted to you, but because they really know you and they've been through different phases and different seasons with you. There's like some relationship coming together that's maybe been a long time coming, but it will be so worth it. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay. And I mean, I feel excited for you. I feel like this has been quite a time coming. And for some of you, this is maybe even just manifesting, like meeting that person, the person who has that potential. But when there's been so many messages about love and Venusian energy, and then we get this, like, yes, it's worth the wait. Absolutely. So next we have your cards for your career and studies. For your tarot card, we have the Page of Cups. And for your oracle card, we have, this is like runaway or escape. So I definitely have to say with these two cards together, it's giving vacation vibes. So some of you could literally be going on a vacation, taking some time off from work or school. Some of you could be skipping. I'm not gonna judge if you're skipping class to go do something fun. I won't judge. But yeah, there is a feeling of having an escape and taking some time off. For some of you, this could be also getting out of your usual routine. It feels like a much needed break from your routine. So let's say you weren't taking an extended period of time off this month. It could just be that there's going to be a little switch up at school or a little switch up at work that just, it takes you out of the daily grind. And it's like, and I'm sure I've used this analogy in readings before, but it's kind of like how you would feel on pajama day at school, where it's like, yeah, I'm still going to school, but it's like a fun school day. it's not just like any other day because we're all dressed up and maybe we get to watch a movie in class. So it feels like even if you are going to school and going to work on your usual routine, the energy is a bit more lighthearted and you won't be tied to all of your usual responsibilities. So you're getting a bit of a mental or emotional break. This is what it feels like. It's also like the energy of when you have a substitute teacher. So it's like you just feel a bit more laid back on those days, wouldn't you say? We can't do the exact same curriculum because our usual teacher isn't here. So it feels like more of a chill day. I feel like that's the vibe. There's going to be more chill days. And sometimes even just doing something differently makes you feel refreshed. You know, there could be a new person coming into the mix. And so things feel like fun and new. And actually, I do see that sometimes with the Page of Cups, like a new employee coming onto the team or a new student coming into the class that changes the dynamic and makes things more fun. But yeah, needless to say, I don't want to be too broken record-y, but it does seem like there's a lighthearted energy entering into your school or into your work. Some of you are starting a new unit, like maybe that's for those of you who are students. You're starting a new unit, so that feels like exciting. It feels fun. Or in terms of work, maybe you're starting a new project and you're in those early stages where you're brainstorming and it feels quite exciting. I don't know if this is a thing. Yeah, that could be a thing. Just the way that this person is holding their cats, and maybe this is really specific for someone. Someone could be bringing their pet to work, or a workplace or a classroom is getting a pet. Like maybe there's a turtle in your classroom or I used to take pole dancing lessons. I just haven't had time to go anymore. But one of the teachers used to bring her dog into the class. And so while we're doing these exercises, there's like a little dog running around and playing with us and playing with her ball. And it makes the energy so much sweeter. So, I mean, that could be a message for some of you that like there's going to be an animal in your place of work or place of study that really brightens the mood. Or you could quite literally be working with animals. Like you could be working at an animal shelter or a vet or training animals or something like that. And actually, even the Page of Cups sometimes makes me think of cute little animals. So that could definitely, maybe that message is for more of you than I originally thought. Yeah, but it's a really sweet and fun and exciting energy. And it's an energy of beginnings. So I do think it's like you're starting a new unit or starting a new class or starting a new project. So things might be a bit more mellow right now. Okay, finally, we are going to take a look at the cards for your spiritual and personal growth. So your tarot card is the World. Aww. You're feeling a sense of fulfillment, a sense of completion, in the sense that you are feeling whole and complete. Sorry, I had a little burp coming up there. And then for your Oracle card, we have Trust. This is beautiful. Trust in the world, trust in the universe. I'm noticing that this person seems to have a companion animal too, so something about pets could be really significant for this group, especially having an animal in your immediate environment that brings you peace and that makes the energy feel more lighthearted. Okay, this is going to be a really specific message. Maybe just like one person needs to hear this, but for those of you who had lost a pet, like they passed over, around this time could be when some of you are finally starting to feel ready to maybe have a new animal in your home. You feel like you're ready to, like you've kind of gotten over the hardest part of the heartbreak and are sort of open to having that experience again and giving your love to an animal again. Again, that's like super specific. Or maybe you're just getting there's a feeling of having like a sweet little animal in your home. I don't know. But it looks very sweet. And this imagery kind of reminds me of the Strength card, which also gives me a feeling of loyalty and companionship. I do think that this is a month where you are getting to experience a lot of the finer things in life. You could be somehow getting to have an experience that is normally outside of your budget, like something that you wouldn't normally do, which gives me the feeling that someone else is paying for it. So, for example, maybe someone gifts you like a designer item, or someone takes you to a 5-star like restaurant or hotel, or I don't know, you're getting an upgrade in your seat on the plane or the train or something. Something that you normally wouldn't do though. So if you already do those things, then maybe it's even higher than that. I don't know, maybe you're taking a private jet or something. It's like elevated from what you would normally do in your lifestyle. You're getting to experience the finer things in life like that. And there's a feeling of, through getting to experience those things, it's not that you don't appreciate them, because holy cow, I think you do appreciate them. But also, through getting to experience those things, it reinforces this truth that the best things in life are the simple things. Like, you're very grateful for those fancy experiences, but also it just makes you realize even more that the simple things are best. So an example of this energy would be like, I don't know, I got to go to a fancy hotel and wear like a robe made of angel wings. What is like a fancy cashmere? I don't know. I got to wear a fancy satin robe or whatever expensive robes are made of. But you know what? Like my little snuggie at home is the most comfortable. Or like I got to have this amazing experience, but my dog at home makes me the happiest. I got to eat this 5-star Michelin whatever meal, but my grandma's cooking is the best. It's like, yes, these were amazing experiences, but through them, it also gave me a deeper appreciation for the simpler things that I get to experience every day. I think you're just grateful for all of it, and somehow that's making me really emotional. Like, maybe it took a lot to get here, but this feels like reaching a point where I'm grateful to be in this world. I feel at home in this world. I feel at home on planet Earth, and I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for all the things that I get to experience, whether they are expensive things or affordable things, or whether they are outside or in my home or in nature or in fancy locations. Like, I'm just here for all of it. I'm grateful for all of it. And so maybe I could say, in a way, you're reaching a place where there's less of a hierarchy between the types of experiences you can have. You just kind of see them as different experiences. Another example that's coming to my mind somehow is a person who wrote a poem. It's like, in this example, you wrote a poem and you had an experience of reading your poem to your best friend. It's just the two of you in an intimate setting, and they get to have a heart-to-heart with you about what that poem meant to them, and you have this bonding experience, and it's really beautiful. And then you also have this experience of your poem gets published in a huge publication, and you hear from strangers all over the world about how this poem moved them, or how it changed their life, or how it inspired them to write a poem. and you're getting all of this love pouring in from all corners of the world, and your talents are being recognized by like thousands and thousands of people. And those are both very different experiences. And I feel like where you're at in your personal and spiritual journey is like, I'm just grateful for all of it. It's like, it's not like one experience is better or worse. They're both amazing and they're both beautiful and they're both a part of this adventure that is life. And I'll take all of it. And that's true abundance, you know, abundance. If you can only appreciate the top tier of experiences, like the most glamorous, fancy, elegant, shiny experiences, that's not very abundant, is it? The true abundance is when you can find things to be grateful for in everything, or enjoy the experience of everything, or as many things as possible. You don't have to like everything, obviously. But I hope that I'm expressing that sentiment adequately. And I do think there's something shifting in your mindset where you're starting to notice the generosity of Earth more and the generosity of the universe more, and really, truly in your bones, I want to say, start to feel like the world is an abundant place. And I'm just thinking back to the start of this reading, there was an energy of someone who was struggling to get out of a lack mentality. And so if that was you, it looks like you're making immense progress on that in the month of June. And others around you could be as well. There's a shift that someone is going through where maybe they used to see the world as a stingy place or an unsupportive place, a place of scarcity, but they've changed. I'm hearing change their eyes, which is probably a way of saying change your perspective. Changed the eyes through which they see the world. And now they're starting to see all of the abundance that is present everywhere. Even in nature, starting to feel abundant, even just from the fresh air, from the sunlight. And then, of course, from the fancy, expensive things too. But it's like, it's all goodness. It's all good. And it all makes me feel like a rich person. And it all makes me feel grateful to be on this earth. That really feels like the mindset that you are able to step into, or that is coming more naturally to you during the month of June. And I love that for you, because there is so much abundance for you to experience, for you and your loved ones. And this abundance includes mental, emotional, spiritual. Being able to lay back and have fun, that's a form of abundance too. Having time, having freedom, having love. Well, you know this, but I feel like that's really the Empress. Like, she recognizes abundance in all its forms everywhere and trusts that the universe is infinitely generous and will never stop providing for her. Yeah. The Empress is totally you, by the way. So if you're doing readings or watching other readings and the Empress comes out, I feel like she's you, or like representing an aspect of you that wants to be in the forefront and that wants to be noticed and wants to be nurtured at this time. Who's ready to live the good life. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do is get a couple affirmations for you. I'm not necessarily going to interpret these ones. Maybe I'll just show them to you, but we're going to take a couple of these for just some closing messages as you go into the month of June. Oh my gosh. That's so silly. That's like exactly everything we were just saying. I seek beauty everywhere I go, within everyone and everything I see. Spoken like a true Empress. This is literally like Empress. You're the Empress. I maintain alignment with my source energy. So the universe that is abundantly providing for you, that energy is really your own source energy as well, as you are an extension of the universe. Beautiful. Okay, group number 3, those are all the messages for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 110 exclusive pick a card readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month, which are chosen by you. So I'll link that down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. And I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. Wishing you an amazing month of June, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.